Hello everyone, it is Vicky with Trailside Discovery Camp here. I know it's been a difficult time and very uncertain, but camp has been running in two formats. We're doing virtual kits that begin next week. We just sent out 110 kits today to different houses all around Alaska and Anchorage for some fun, engaging activities for those that can't come to camp. But we've also been live and in person. This is our second week. It's Friday, so we're about to end week 2 of camp. We're at 5 different locations, and the programming and sessions have been going really well. Of course, during the first 2 weeks, we've been ironing out some kinks, re-clarifying our mask policy, and making sure that the staff are fully trained and engaged with the campers. So I hope that those that have already been participating have wonderful feedback for us. And we are always accepting feedback. So feel free to shoot me an email, drop me a text, let me know what you guys are seeing at camp as we strive to deliver a high quality program for young Alaskans. So I want to talk about our re-registration process that is going to begin over this weekend. So today, Friday, you all should have received an email, which probably is where you got the link to this video. And within that email, you're going to see our brand new grid. The grid will be a little bit different. So I know that some of you were online, ready to register back in January, and managed to get your camper into all the sessions that they wanted. But we have to adapt. During this pandemic world that we're in, we took the grid and we changed it. We made different activities that will really help with logistics and social distancing. We took into account that we're at different sites and we have some boat logistics, some trailer logistics. And then we also thought about what activities we can do and be social distancing and following the best practices. So I'm going to walk through now the grid on how to read it. It is a little bit different because we have lots of sites, so I formatted it slightly differently than I have in years past. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to share my screen and get that. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that I saved it correctly. Here we go. I'm going to open up this document and share my screen. So share screen. Please ignore my wonderful million tabs that I have open. And so right here, you can see the grid. Along the top, you can see the date and the week that it corresponds to. And then you'll see that there's different locations in each week. So as you scroll through, it's 2 pages because I put it landscape and wanted to make sure it's readable. So week 5, for example, we're at Abbott Loop. We're also at Russian Jack Springs. We're at Kincaid Elementary. As you scroll to the 2nd page, you'll see we're at Kincaid Shelter and over in Spring Creek Farm in Palmer. As the weeks go on, you can then again look and see the different programs that we have. A couple of things to point out here. We are going from different elementary schools. We'll be using the outdoor facilities at these schools. Based on a survey that I sent out to parents, it actually seems like the outdoor sites are more preferred. We do want to make sure that not all the fun sites go first. It's very different. I couldn't really gauge what families wanted. It was very sporadic in responses. So I try to take into people's considerations about their 1, 2, and 3 choice. I understand that some of you will be drawn to the site due to location, where others will be drawn to the site due to the session. Kincaid Elementary and Kincaid Shelter, having those 2 sites is going to allow us to do more boating and high adventure activities like archery because it's the only site with a range. The elementary school is really well in proximity to Sand Lake and Jewel Lake and Little Campbell Lake, whereas Kincaid Shelter is more closer to Little Campbell Lake. So we try to be really adaptive to some of the programming that's out there. I know it's a little bit more further off the other side of town to some parents, but others it was very convenient. We then have like trail riders and some acronym programs that I created. So sorry about the creativity. I tried to do the best I can. And we're going to highlight a few over here. So this program called BACK. BACK, biking, art, cooking, and kickball. That's 4 activities that are super easy to do social distancing, and it's actually super fun. You can repeat that program more than once and still get something different out of the programming. Then another one of SMORE, because of course, who doesn't love a SMORE? But it's actually an acronym for space, masks, because masks are obviously important, orienteering, rockets, and exploration. There's a few others as you go through and you look and see these wonderful activities. So sit down with your campers over the weekend, see these fun activities that you want to sign them up for. Another thing to note is that at Kincaid and Kincaid Elementary and Kincaid Shelter, we do have some 2-week programs. And the reason we did this is obviously with social distancing, we're trying to make sure that parents stay at the same site for longer than a week. And the groups stay the same. So if you're a 6, 7-year-old and you're over at Kincaid Elementary, you would then have a different program each week to go to. But for some of our older ones, just for logistics and scheduling wise, we thought it'd be really fun and engaging for the kids to have the same group for 2 weeks, to have the same campers that they're corresponding with, keep that exposure rate down. And so we got some land versus water stewards, we got Alaska Adventure, some other fun programs that you'll see along here. So you only sign up for one if you're going to be doing that 2-week program. And that then goes over again into Kincaid Shelter. We do the same 2-week program for 8, 9, and for 10 to 14-year-olds. We do know that 4th of July is an odd one this year. Usually it impacts 1 week of camp and we see registrations down, but because 4th of July falls on a Saturday, it kind of affects week 6 and week 7. So there are some 2-week programs that overlap with that. The first 2-week program and the day programs for 4th of July week, it's just a 4-day week. We're going to be observing 4th of July on July 3rd, a nice little break for the staff, a mid-season break for them to have a long weekend to go and explore and be safe, social distancing, and observe the 4th. And then the 7th, because some people then want to just extend. I know some places observing the Monday. So just kind of have a look at that. We understand that parents might start on the Tuesday of the second week, etc. So just want to make sure that we do that. It says that my shared screening is paused. Oh, resume. Oh, I'm trying to. There we go. I resumed. Got one of our instant notifications from our staff outside. So the other one to read, so we do Abbott Loop Parks, a very popular one with parents, so is Ruth Arkand, Russian Jack, but we want to make sure that we manage the sites effectively. And in order to do that, our goal is to have 4 or 5 sites a week. Apart from the 4th of July week, we're having 3. That is so that we don't have like 7 sites with only like 10 campers at each site. We want to make sure that we are strategic with not only our own budget, but also with our staffing and our program managers and all of those fun facts to kind of take into consideration as we look through the sessions. So you'll have this in your email. I understand that some of the sessions are completely different. Unfortunately, we have to forget the past and move on with the future of the camp sessions. And hopefully next summer things will iron themselves out and be different for more of a structured program. But I'm super excited by some of these. The program managers and I have spent some extensive time coming up with some diverse, engaging programming based on the first 4 weeks that we had. And the kids are loving it. The weather is beautiful. So that is also fantastic to kind of see. So now I've shared this document with you. I do want to stop the screen share for a second. You just get my face for a moment. So I want to talk through the re-reg process. So now the re-registration needs to happen. It's going to be a little bit different to what we did the first phase. This phase, what we want to do is we're going to need you to go back into your account. You will see your old sessions, and that is so that you have a guide on what you were going to be a part of. And I will go in and mass delete all of them once we've reached out to families that may have not checked their email, may have not seen the text or anything that we send out. So I'm going to walk through and pretend that I have a camper and kind of walk through what the check-in process is going to be like for registration. So let me reshare my screen again. Kind of new to the Zoom world, so it's been pretty fun to adapt to everything, but I want to make sure that I switching between gears okay. So I'm on the registration page, and I've always set up my own account just to make sure I can see what you guys see your end. So I just logged myself in, and when you get to the login page, you will see view my registrations. If it says continue an application in progress, it means you started something but you didn't quite finish it, but it's okay, you can still access a new registration this way. So I'm going to view details, and right here I will see that the old sessions that I was a part of, week 2, which is happening right now, and next week, week 3, have been cancelled, and I chose not to have my camper of Hagrid Long to go to camp because it was like a sample. But Hagrid is registered for week 6 and week 7, but right now I have to go in and change these sessions. So what you do is you click on the Add People and Sessions button. This will then take you through all the sessions that are going to go live. Now, I haven't made it live right now because I don't want, obviously, people to sneak in there and go in early. So we're not going to see all the options that are on the grid right yet. But you will see that at 5 o'clock on Monday. But let's use week 4 at Goose Lake for an example. I would hit on the details. I will have to add that to my cart, and I am now good to go. I've registered Hagrid for week 4 at Goose Lake once I've added the session. And that adding the session is very important, because if I didn't add that session, what you would have done is registered for week 4 Goose Lake for $0 and you haven't picked a session. You have to pick a session in order to be able to attend that session. I also want pre-care and aftercare so that I have a little bit of free time before and after work, before I pick up Hagrid. And then unfortunately, because we have so many sites and so many sessions, it's going to take a little bit of a scroll to get down. And you'll see the Anchorage locations potentially. Maybe I'll remove that for next week so it doesn't confuse anyone too much. We do obviously have a plug here for Fund the Youth to make sure that we have scholarships available for people. So I just wanted to make sure that you need that. So we then, as we scroll down a little bit further, you'll get to the bottom where you can add or remove people if you have multiple campers and you want to add them into the steps. Shout out to Eagle River. We've heard from parents that Eagle River is a site where they do travel in for camp, but we put it as an option too for a few weeks of camp. When you select continue, you will then see all the forms that you completed, and you can open those forms, etc. You will notice a new one. It's called a mask reclarification form. And I want to take a moment to kind of step back and talk through why we've done this. So the past few weeks have been very successful at camp, but of course social distancing is a big factor to success. We have increasing cases in Alaska, and I don't want to say that to worry anyone, but it is something that we are dealing with. And what I want to make sure that we're doing is linking back the masks to Trailside's mission. So we've developed some clarity around our mask protocol. So our mission with Trailside is that we uplift and educate campers to be stewards of our community. And during this pandemic, a good steward protects others and themselves. So we want to build resilience in our campers to wear masks. Everything that we are hearing from our experts, from our consultant, we are hearing that schools will probably be requiring students to wear masks. So camp can prepare the camper for that reality. And in addition to building resilience around wearing masks, we will be helping them to learn that wearing masks doesn't keep you from having fun. I know it's a little bit inconvenient throwing a mask on, but the kids are out there paddleboarding, canoeing, kayaking, biking, hiking, and wearing a mask and not having an issue. So a drop-off and pickup, all parents and campers will be required to wear a mask. So that does mean you, parents. So please come. I know you're in a vehicle. You might be staying in the vehicle. Just throw on a mask and keep it in your car. Just for check-in, you can take it off to drive home or drive to work. We are requiring that parents please stay in the car. We're running into a little bit of an issue with parents bringing their dog, bringing their pets, wanting to go for a little stroll, which is absolutely fine. But after you've done checking, go and park and do that. So stay in your car through the drive-through process. You are more than welcome to take the temperature at home. We trust you. Bring the temperature number with you. If not, we have thermometers available. Stay in your car, and if you have a bike, there will be a bike drop-off after you've gone through check-in. You'll take the bike down, give it to your camper, and let them walk themselves to their group. Pre-K. Kids in pre-K, masks will be on their persons at all times. They will be reminded and encouraged to wear the mask. But school-aged children need to wear their mask. There will be times where masks don't need to be worn, when we're eating, when we're drinking, during social distance rest time, while kayaking. That is an activity where they're 6 feet apart, so they can have it on them, but they can pop it in the pocket. And during instructor assigned non-mask wearing times. So I do want to make sure that you read through this, you understand this, and I know we have different opinions, and I understand that we have different opinions. We might lose campers from parents who don't want their camper to wear a mask, and we've taken on that. We've taken on that knowing that some parents might now self-select to not to come to camp. So please make sure you sign this and you update that in your account. And when you complete the form, so Hagrid and I, we agree. So we're going to be stewards of the community, and we agree to follow that mask reclarification. If you don't agree, we completely understand. We've been very open and transparent during this whole process that we don't want to financially impact parents. And so as we walk through our cancellation policy, is that we are being flexible. When you go in to sign in for weeks 5 through 12, please cancel 2 weeks prior. We will be open this season to you cancelling as long as you let us know 2 weeks prior to the session. But I want to know, we are having staff that we want to assign to sessions. We have other campers that might be on a wait list. So we really want to know as soon as possible. So if you're on the fence, just wait to register. You can register up until the week prior, up until the day. But you just might not get all the pre-information. So please do let us know. As long as there's spots, we'll always accept campers to come, as long as we have the staffing for that. So once I've filled out the forms, I'm going to continue through, as it does show I have an account balance. Now, I might, back of house, already have paid for sessions for the weeks that were going to be at Campbell Creek Science Centre. And so we have to cheat the system a little bit, because unfortunately you won't see the account balance. So when you get to the payment option, you have 2 options: pay in full or put it on your account balance. If I play around a little bit this weekend, I might put the payment plans back in, and so we can have that as an option as well for those that are picking new sessions or have a balance. And over the next few weeks, we'll go back in and we'll balance everyone's accounts. You might owe us money, we might owe you money, but we'll definitely get it all squared away. And if there's any sense of urgency and we owe you money, please do reach out and we'll get that to you. We're just trying to deal with the registration pieces, so we apologise for the lag and delay there. Please do note, we did not pull any payment plans from when COVID started in late February through till May 31st. I did pull May 31st one. So there are payments that were deleted, like payment plans that were deleted. So some of you might actually owe us money because we didn't pull the payment plan, but most of you already know that based on whether your credit card was charged or not. So if you hit, I have a credit on my account, please charge the balance, it won't make you pay anything. And that will then allow you to bypass and complete the registration. We can then settle up later. So once I've done that, I can now review and submit. So right now I reviewed, okay, Hagrid's going to be at Goose Lake week 4, and there will be a whole list of different sessions. And there might be duplicates. You might be still registered for the new locations coming. They will be deleted, that is fine. If you've decided to delete one of them or cancel one of them but keep others, please do email us to let us know the ones you want to be cancelled, so that we know, okay, you've gone in and you actually now don't need week 7, so we can cancel week 7 out, and then we'll mass cancel all the other ones out at a different time. Then you just submit the application, and that's it. There we go, all done. So you can review your details, you can have a little look in your account. If you have any issues, and it will say processing because it does like have a little bit of a slow delay. So it will take a few moments to process through that end, just to let you know. When you're inside the account too, I know some people have asked about their account balance, etc. You can kind of like have a little look into your account and see all those things that you are here with your registration, etc. Now, because it was processing, hold on, let me go back a sec. Because it was processing right here, there isn't a registration confirmation that's allowed until the registration actually went through. And let's press refresh and see. No, it's still in the processing realm of things. So it's just pushing it through our end. So other than that, I think that's a lot of details around re-registration. We are going to be accessible on Monday at 5 p.m. via email, trailside@akcentre.org, via our cell phone number as well, our camp cell phone number, which is 907-313-9224, 907-313-9224. And we will be able to help answer questions or any issues that you're having. Waitlists will happen. There are going to be some sessions that are obviously more popular than others. Pop yourself on a waitlist, so as things move around, we'll go ahead and shift campers around. And let us know what that means if you're on a waitlist. Like, are you on a waitlist because you didn't like any of the other sessions? This is the only site that you're at. Let us know that feedback, because we can be adaptive as we go forward. So I think other than that, I've covered a lot of the pieces. Again, I want to reiterate the cancellation policy. Please make sure that you guys are communicating with us on what sessions you want to cancel. And I know some of you might still be waiting out. You still are kind of reviewing what you're seeing. You want to test the waters a little bit. And I completely appreciate that and understand that. And I just want you guys to also understand that from our perspective, we want to have a look at our funding. We want to know like how much tuition we have coming in. And in order for us to be able to do that successfully, we need to know how many campers are coming to camp. So if you are keeping yourself registered, please bear in mind that we are asking for donations to help cover some of our administration costs and overhead expenses for camp. Other than that, we really appreciate you being part of the Trailside family. I'm always here for you. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, please do let us know. We hope your campers are having an amazing time. Please send us feedback, positive or even some constructive feedback for us to improve. And I hope during this time that you and your family are safe and that you know that we are here for you. So take care, have a wonderful weekend, and we can touch base again next week. Bye.